personally believe that women are the strongest creatures in the whole world. Hence the need for this show. Guys, it is City Divas, and you always know that we always talk about ourselves. That's we women. Now, as usual, I've got someone with me. Yes, she's my friend. I'm a big fan, and she's one of Africa's biggest artists. Now, she stands for music and so much more. Of course, let me introduce to you officially. This is Omawumi. I know everyone knows her, right? You're welcome. Now, together, we'll be talking about certain issues that affect us as females. Bear in mind, this is not a typical interview, so we're just going to have a cool conversation, right?
Sure.
Yes, of course, guys. We'll be right back on the show, City Divas. Now, on today's topic, we're going to be talking about abusive relationships. I know that now, some people say that it's only females, but I'm sure it's not only females that get abused.
No.
Of course not, right?
No, the children, even men.
Even men,
yeah.
Yes. Now, sometimes you might feel that you're in a relationship with someone, and because of that, you might accept certain things. But when does a relationship become abusive?
It boils down to, when you feel that, you're doing more than you should, to stay in a relationship where you're getting more hurt than enjoyment. As far as I'm concerned, that's where, that's where it starts. Because abuse is not just physical, there's also verbal abuse. When you make people feel lesser than, they are.
Exactly.
Just imagine if you're in a relationship and then the person who you're in a relationship, when you wake up in the morning, says horrible things to you. At some point, that you need to leave that kind of unhealthy atmosphere. If not, you go begin thinking, so you did.
Actually.
So it boils down to when you feel that you need to go. When the good times are not as much as when the bad times are more than the good times.
Yes.
That's it, because there's so many ways to look at it, and you can't just avoid it. No, you can, but I mean, when the abuse is there, it's not something that you can say, hey, it go better. It only gets worse.
That happens a lot, especially when you get used to the person. Yeah, we'll come back with that conversation.
Okay.
Guys, let's enjoy this first video. This is My Darlene by Tiwa Savage.
My darling.
Baby fresh on the beat, be killing them all. My darling, what's up?
Baby, you too much, yo.
Guys, you're welcome back. And yes, initially, in case you're just joining us, I'm with Omawumi, and together we're talking about abusive relationships, when it gets abusive and all of that. Now, I know that it is crazy to almost imagine that you can change someone. But sometimes you can affect the person in a way, right?
Yeah, I believe so too.
Good. So, would it be okay or inappropriate to say that, oh, you're still going to wait and hope that maybe tomorrow the guy or girl will have a rethink or realize that?
With me, there are no gray areas, and I think it happens with every part of my, life and the way I see things. No gray areas. No sitting on the fence. It's either it's or it's So once you cannot wait. If they slap you with play in the beginning, know that in another 2 years it's boxing.
Yeah.
It just gets worse. How do you say you want to change somebody? Even our Lord that came from heaven has not even, he even left us say you could try and change yourself, because come on, I don't think it's possible. Now, when it comes to people, individuals trying to better themselves, I always encourage, I say, okay, go for counseling. These days, counseling is free. Go to any church you are going to, or somebody who you see as an elderly figure, to say this is what is going on, and this is for the people who are married. But if you are not married, you are still doing police. As far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't even be there.
Yes,
somebody has not paid anything, credits, and they are still boxing you on top of free this. No, it's not ideal. So,
but you know that here in our own economy, in a way, they do not. It's not as though we do not acknowledge that sometimes men are abused in whatever way. But it is not as rampant because of where we are from. We're Africans.
That's
so
true.
Women are always told to be submissive. I mean, even in the Bible, it just tells you the same thing. So you already, by default, you're in that space where would I say that it is partly our fault where we give men, in an instance where it's a woman that's been abused, would I say that it's partly our fault to give men such liberty or such high hand in a way? You know what I mean? When it's like if you give somebody a chance, they'll take chances.
Yes. It depends on the individual. You can't. It's not something that you can generalize or stereotype. It depends on the like the individual, or rather in the situation itself. I, for one, I come off as a very in-your-face kind of person. I have a bubbly personality. Word not they heavy me for mouth to the talk, but that closes immediately. I remove the garment at the door. Before I get into my home, I know my responsibilities. I know the things that I need to do. I can't be buying and be misbehaving or doing that. So, default, I'm still the pleasant Omawumi, but you must understand that there's somebody who you need to just, for. Yes. So it boils down to, if that person appreciates that, submissive nature that you're trying to, keep up, and if they don't, then you're right to say that maybe, because I think you're right. In most cases, you see men, they will say, my wife, is she mad?
You know what I mean?
My friend, sit down. Yeah, I'm a very modern kind of person. And I thank God for the kind of person that I'm with. I'm a very modern, reasoning somebody. It's tit for tat. Give me my respect, I'll give you yours that is due you. Of course, I can't, be misbehaving or, it still boils down to what the allowance that you give to the person, either in a positive way or in a negative way. If you trigger it with and make the person upset, you get it. And if you keep yourself in a place where, the person can take you for granted, but you need to understand who you are getting married to. It's not or who you are dating. It's not everybody that is supposed to be dating.
Well, true.
Yes, and some girls they've now accepted it. Like he just slapped me. No. Continue.
No, that's some craziness. Please, guys, let's enjoy this next video by Beyonce. This is pretty hot.